Hello everyone, welcome to our first ever YouTube tutorial for Hell Let Loose for the Armor class. I am your host Miller, and I am joined by my good friends Creaky Knees, Wiz, and Ting Ting. They help supply the footage for our debut film, so shout out to them. In Hell Let Loose, you have three main classes with a commander to oversee the lot. Those three classes are Infantry, Recon, and what we will be talking about today, the Armor class. This guy right here. Your tank commander is the guy that, well, commands. They can control any function of the tank, just like crewmen, but they're the ones that get yelled at by command if you commit some tomfoolery. Ultimately, they are the guide for your team and can communicate directly back to command. Your crewmen, on the other hand, cannot. But as a whole, you all have the same functions except the commander gets a snazzy SMG while the crewmen get pistols. At the time this video was created, there are four factions to play as: America, the Soviet Union, Britain, and the community favorite, Germany. Britain isn't on this chart, but that's okay because they suck anyway, and I'll cover them later. We can further break down those tanks by their type. Types being heavy, medium, light, and recon. The Americans have the Jumbos 76 and 75 for their heavies, the M4A3 for their medium, the Stuart for their light, and the Greyhound for their recon. The Soviets have their Joseph Stalin or IS-1 batting cleanup, the T-34 in the medium slot, the BA-10 for recon. Currently, they do not have a light tank. Finally, the Germans have the beloved Tiger 1 and Panther for heavy support, the Panzer IV for medium, the Lukes for light, and finally the Puma for recon. The Brits have the Sherman Firefly, the Cromwell Mark V, the Tetrak 1, and the Daimler Armored Car.
Look at this dude.
I'm probably saying that wrong, but I don't care. Now let's jump into reading the map. The example I have here is Utah Beach. We are playing as the Germans, which is the blue part of the map. In cell A5, we can see a medium tank denoted by an oval with two dots. We also see a recon in cell B8, marked next to a transport truck. And all the way up to cell H5, we have a friendly light tank suppressing the red roof house. When collecting the tank of your choice, try to stick to the main roads as much as you can until you get to your desired destination. Driving through fields can run you the risk of getting stuck in trenches, which can happen pretty often. Don't ask me how I know. A good thing to remember is that your tank commander, that snazzy SMG guy from earlier, must be communicating with your commander to request your team's desired tank. These requests use resources, so just be a little patient. Let's get into some gameplay. It's important to note what round you are using when you're the gunner. I like to start out with high explosive rounds or HE rounds in the beginning because typically you'll see infantry before seeing enemy tanks. If command or proximity calls out a tank, get those AP rounds or armor piercing rounds loaded. HE rounds are only meant for infantry and for soft targets like trucks, and HEs will not penetrate enemy armor, but your APs will. Here's some beautiful footage of Wiz and I taking on infantry and racking up the kills. Note that just because the round exploded in the guy's face, the HE round will affect anyone near him, increasing your kill count.
Was I low? What, that guy? Give me a mark. That was a headshot. Another one? Where's he at? Right there. Oh man, this game should not be that fun. I'm gonna record. Oh wait, where you at, sir? Where'd you? He's in. He gone.
Always keep in mind your tank matchups. In the next video, I'll go into more depth and detail of each tank and what their capabilities are, but for now, just know that a recon tank will absolutely struggle with a heavy head-on. A light tank from the right angle can slowly do damage, a medium can combat it, and a heavy-to-heavy is the best matchup head-to-head. You can maneuver and get to better positions from the side with weaker tanks, but We will cover all that in a little bit.
What do we say?
Straight ahead. Tank.
Oh, hello, sir. Bye-bye. Oh,
So I'm in a heavy versus a medium tank, a Panzer IV to be exact, and I should be able to penetrate that pretty easily, right?
Wrong.
You see, the issue here is that I'm in a Cromwell, which is British, and the Cromwells are...
that's right.
Oh, oh, oh.
Well,
Put it in reverse, Terry. Hit him.
I'm trying. You're raising me up. You're raising me up.
Well, we're getting hit by somebody else
I know.
who has terrible aim.
I can't move. Oh,
No idea where it came from.
to the left. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. You're fine.
Poti volare espara elegare me fin de trayecto es tu boats and hold para vivirlo los dos por ti volare.
I have too much fun making this shit. Okay, anyway, so what you saw was a heavy tank completely decimate a recon. So, tank matchups. I want to take a second to address the sights as the gunner. Some tanks, if not most, have distance lining to some degree, and believe it or not, these are pretty accurate despite what Reddit might say. I'm in an American jumbo tank, for example. The AUC means that at 800 feet, that's the line you would line your shot up with to adjust for distance. The 16 would be at 1600 feet, and so on and so forth. Up next is playing the role of tank commander. I always recommend having the actual commander in this role because their callouts can be seen by the whole team and they can communicate with command.
Got a guy right here.
Supplies.
What's up?
I'm gonna do what's called a pro gamer move.
Those supplies.
Okay. Oh, you got me.
Pinging is a huge asset because everyone else's view is restricted except for yours. While you don't get a machine gun playing in the commander seat, you get a super sweet 3-time zoom.
Oh, yes, Daddy.
You as the commander need to be constantly communicating to your gunner, driver, and to command. And it's okay if you guys die in a blazing inferno. Just when you respawn, ask Daddy Command for another tank. Another feature as the commander is that you can place special pings that can be seen by not only your team, but by other leadership as well. Here I can select infantry, light vehicle, tank, outpost, and enemy garrisons. This can be useful when a lot is going on and you need to alert other groups of what's ahead. At the bottom of your screen, you'll see what I like to call the instrument cluster. Basically what this is an indication of the orientation of the turret or the cannon, which direction it's facing, and if there's any damage to specific parts of your tank. Calling out directions to your gunner is crucial. Just saying left doesn't always work, and your gunner's left could be your right. Try using clock references, 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock, between your 12 and 2, mix it up. I've seen a lot of other YouTubers try and complicate the commander position, but it really can be simple. You're everyone's eyes, so keep scanning. You're a team of 3 acting as one, so keep pinging, keep talking, and call out if your driver is about to enter a trench before it happens. Finally, the tank driver. To me, I feel like the driver is the most crucial because not only do they have a better sight picture than the gunner, they also have an MG for offense. A good driver can turn the tide quickly for your team in battle, so here are some quick guidelines. The first tip is keep that MG loaded. Don't make your gunner swing his big ass all the way around from 6 to 12 because of this guy that's in front of you. Use your MG to lay them out like Ting Ting is here. My next tip is always listen to your gunner. If they say stop, stop. Don't keep rolling unless you absolutely have to. Every bump you hit jumps your gunner's sights into the stratosphere, so be cognizant of that. Finally, make sure you know how to shift in these things. Let your RPMs rev up toward the red line and then shift. Shifting all the way to 4 will only make your tank at a whopping speed of 1 mile per hour. Downshift on turns or going uphill and shift up when trying to traverse longer distances quickly. One more thing to add. Try to remember that you are solely responsible for making sure you get your gunner into position. If you're coming up against something bigger, communicate with your commander and sneak around to the side or behind is usually best. Remember, tank matchups. I want to thank everyone who watched this video and hopefully you took something away. This is not a complete guide, just a general overview, but more content is definitely coming soon. Thank you again to Wiz, Ting Ting, and Creaky Knees, or as we like to call him, Bob Simple. Yes, that is a real tank. We have more in the works, so subscribe and let's get blasting. Oh yeah, and pro gamer move tip, how you enter the tank is how you exit the tank. If you lay down while entering, you lay down coming out. You're welcome.